Hey, how are you? Well, it's Tom and Pam back at the Yellowstone River. We just got out here about 45 minutes ago. It took forever to set up the sluice. There's the buckets ready to classify. I left off in the last video. I never moved that tailings pile I was talking about. Right in here. I'm going to push it down where I dug last time and continue on. I keep wanting to go check other places out, but the gold's pretty good here, and until it runs out, I guess I'll keep hitting it. Pam has a sample pan. She's running it through the sluice. Where'd you get that from? Right under that tree, that's right. She scratched around that hole. This tree's dead here. It's been here for a long time. People have probably picked under it before, but we'll see if she gets any gold. So I'm gonna get going over there. She'll finish running there and we'll get back to you in a little bit. All right, take it easy.
Okay, so I took some, well, just one little pan-sized sample from this hole here, and I'm trying to get this one here. I want to pull it out and dip this rock in the water, and I bet, you know, all these holes, there's so much in there, there's got to be, but just all around this. And personally I want to try and this tree's completely dead, so I want to get in there, and I'm hoping with some bad weather it might just fall over. So I run a little pan, just a little pan. Tom showed me how to do some panning properly and it's only tiny. Oh Lord, you probably can't even see anything. Let me get this focus. But there are some pieces of tiny gold up there on the first. See the sun, the clouds. Right here. No, can't see, too small. This nice black sand, and up in there, yeah, I know, I can see it, but the camera's being stupid. There we go, there's a little shot. Just above that black sand, you should see little pieces of gold. And for just a little pan, I'm quite happy with it. This tiny flower gold, lots of it. There's like maybe 8 or 9 shovels of it. So I'm going to continue up there. You never know. Might find a nugget. I always wish for those. And he's got his little spot over here. Wow, it's pretty bare over here.
Close to another bucket.
Already? Nice dirt. Take a look at the sluice box. It's a little deep and a little fast, but it's gonna have to do. The tide's coming, like the river's getting deeper and deeper every day. And I don't know whether you can recognize that rock there used to be we actually built a fort all around here, a wall. It's gone right now. All along here you can see old sluice box setups. And this is where we're at right now. It's kind of Like I said, running a little fast, a little deep, but it's going to have to work. I'm getting a little build up there. But nothing in, it's totally clean, nothing to show. So we'll get cracking.
All right, I just finished my second bucket from over there. Pam had about 3/4 of a bucket into there, so it's about three 3/4 buckets. Let's see if I can step over this. It's okay. A little disappointing. So she's about a half a bucket in right now. And I'll get set up over there again. A little disheartening. I thought it was going to be better over there. Might have to change strategies and start exploring up in the clay again like we did last year when we first got here. Sluice box is definitely running a little deeper than I like it. I mean, those little flares on the side do push it down, but God, you just drop the dirt in there and it flies down. Clay balls go tumbling. It's kind of hard to control when it's that fast and deep. But you get through your buckets a lot faster. One problem I have, you can't see it so much now, but when it's this deep and fast, that first riffle really fills up. It acts kind of like a double jump for a dirt bike. It hits the first riffle and clears the whole thing, and it doesn't really land in that first riffle at all to really give it the backwash action. So it takes a long time for it to clear out. You can see the left side still a little bit packed up. Other than that, it's running pretty darn good. If you got it deep, you got to kind of make it move. But if it's moving that fast, it's kind of hard to make your material settle on the slick plate and break up and liquidize before it hits the black mat there. Anyway, we'll get some more material through. Prospector Pam, and get back to you in a bit. See you. All right, I'm back. Pam's over here digging in her hole. She got some gold and sucked it up, so she's continuing here. We know most of the decent gold typically is up top there in that real compact looking clay stuff like I've showed you before. But this digging seems to be pretty tight. This tree is pretty old, so we might get some old gold, a little bit chunkier. Look like wire gold in the pan.
Look at this red rock.
Yeah, there's a lot of iron in the area. So I had about 3/4 of a bucket from the usual spot right there by the bucket. Took forever to set up the sluice box. It's propped up like a foot in BS. Don't know if the water's messing with it or not. It's kind of bright out here. Oh, you can see it a little bit anyway. Anyway, we'll get a better shot at it later. It's about 50 degrees. The sun's out off and on. Snow up in the mountains still. Had snow again the other night. Alright, I had a pile of tailings here. I pulled a lot of them down here, but I left some of them just in case. I didn't want to take any of the good stuff. See, over here it's all loose. As soon as you bust through the top layer of this clay stuff, once you bust through that, it just all loosens up. It was a mine back in the, I think in the 60s and 70s from what I've been told. I'm I'm not sure exactly. So it's all been tore up before. That's why the bedrock's all rotted. It's kind of hard to find a depth to go to and stick with it because it's either missing or rotted. So we just take stuff on top. But the water's coming up. So it looks like we're going to be chased up into the clay here pretty soon. And we'll do some exploring and maybe learn a little bit more. I have a buddy coming from back home. He wants to camp and get a bunch of gold to make some pens. He makes expensive pens. So I got to prospect around and find a place for him to go camping. So we'll do some videos in a different area. It was just a little too far to drive today. We got started too late. But anyway, I'll give you a shot here in a little.
Okay, so we've got 4 buckets. Tom's working on the 4th bucket right now. The 4th and final bucket for today. Not bad for 2.5 hours, correct?
Yep.
You started picking here, just threw a couple of rocks out of the way, and then started picking this little hole here. I'm gonna have that project up there. He wants me to just do what I want to do with it and see what we get. So he's gonna leave that one alone and let me dig all around there. But for now I can't, my hands are sore and cold. We need utensils like water gloves and new shovels and spades and stuff. It's pretty tough when you've only got one classifier, and this classifier is almost on its way out. It's tore up all from here, so basically half of it. And it started to rain, so we're going to call it a day for today, but hopefully we're going to get back out here tomorrow and get another 4 buckets in. We have a couple of days off work, so we're just going to make the most of it. It's been tough, especially over the winter. Too cold to come out. We're going to find some from the green.
You can see if you look down in the riffles, we got all kinds of stones, classifiers are starting to just fall apart on us.
Yes, I just said it's like half busted, so we need to get some new supplies, but it's tough right now. Shall we?
Terrible.
I don't think it looks bad at all for 4 buckets.
Yeah.
It's good. And I bet most of it's from my hole.
Shut up. In here. Wow, yeah.
Look at all that gold as well. Just 4 buckets. I mean, it's a good area we have, for sure. It's just hard work because of all these stones. rocks. Oh, yeah. It's really windy.
Can you tip it up some?
Yep. Tell me when.
A little bit more. There we go.
And you need buckets as well. Alright, so this is the green mat. And as we know, Tom likes to do all this clean out down at the river. And then the more nitty gritty at home. So this is all the green mat. Time will tell. The amount of gold in the green mat in the water, but we can actually see small amounts. Look, but there's still quite enough to actually get you to lose some. I'm worried about losing any. And there's a nice piece over here, and that's mainly all down to because it's fast waters, correct?
Yeah. I usually only get about half that much. But it was deep and fast.
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
Yeah, just want to let you know nothing really gets down there when we want to try it.
Alright, so we're going to pack up, head home, and then